Hello, my name is Prateek Gaurav and my term project for CS677 was to predict Bitcoin price using different algorithms. The dataset I used was 1-minute data for Bitcoin from 2015 to 2020. I used 4 years of data from 2015 to 2020 to train my model on, and I predicted the 2020 values. The Bitcoin price increased from $320 to almost $30,000 in this period, which was almost 9,300% of growth. Best investment ever if you did at the right time. Also, if you look at the volatility graph, the volatility for 1-minute data, the difference between the high and the low price within that time period of 1 minute was maximum up to $850, which is pretty huge. I used 4 models to do the prediction: the moving average, linear regression, ARIMA model, and LSTM model. Also, since our dataset is huge, since it's a 1-minute data, and the models like LSTM and ARIMA requires a lot of computation power, I had to group my data into 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 6-hour, and 24-hour data. The first model I used was moving average. This is very common and easy to understand model, which is basically using the moving average. I take the moving average of all the training data, which is the data from 2015 to 2019, and I predict the value of the first value of the testing data, which is P1, the first value of 2020. Then for predicting the next value, P2, I take the moving average of all the testing data, the training data, and include the P1 value to predict the P2 value, and so on. So as it can be seen from the slide, that moving average did perform decent in the initial months of 2020, but from September to December 2020, when the increase was huge, model performed really bad and the RMSE value was more than 5,000. There is not much difference in the RMSE value and MAPE value of 5-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute data, but the difference was significant compared to the 24-hour data. So in order to reduce the computation power usage, it would be a good idea to use the hourly data. The next model I used was linear regression model. This is one of the most popular and easiest model to understand. We just try to come up with a line which best fits our training data and try to predict the value for the testing period. As it can be seen from the graph of the predicted value using linear regression model performed pretty well in the initial months, just like moving average. But from September to December 2020, just like moving average model, it performed very bad. Though the linear regression model performed way better compared to moving average, as it can be seen from RMSE values. For linear regression model as well, there was not much difference between the RMSE values of 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60-minute data. Hence, it will be best to use 60-minute data for the prediction, as it requires less computation power. 24-hour data, linear regression RMSE value was slightly higher compared to 60-minute data RMSE value. The next model I used was the prediction using the ARIMA model. ARIMA stands for Autoregressive Integrated Moving Average. This is one of the most popular and powerful model for time series forecasting. It requires a lot of statistical testing in order to come up with the best values for P, D, and Q to get the best prediction. So in order to avoid the hassle, I used ARIMA model that gives us the best P, D, Q value and gives the best forecast. So I used the ARIMA model on 24-hour data, 6-hour data, 60-minute data, and 30-minute data. And I also used the seasonal ARIMA model on 24-hour and 6-hour data, as it required a lot of computation power. As it can be seen from the graphs that even the best ARIMA model and the seasonal ARIMA model did not perform good. The RMSE value were very high. Of course, better than the moving average, but linear regression model performed better than ARIMA and required way less computation power. The last model I used was the LSTM model. This is considered as the most powerful recurrent neural network and is used for pattern recognition. This is what LSTM architecture looks like. The best part about LSTM model is that it only keeps that information which is relevant for the future prediction and remove any data which will not be required or is not relevant for the future prediction using the forget gate. The LSTM model, as it can be seen from the graph, performed amazingly well and gave me very good results for the 24-hour data. I was surprised with the results of the 6-hour data, as it was much better and the RMSE value was only 487. Looking at this, I wanted to use this model for predicting Jan 2021 to March 2021 data, as it was very unexpected increase in the price from $30,000 to $60,000. Indeed, even LSTM model was not able to predict that correctly, but was able to give me the trends. If the price was about to go down or is going to increase, that can also be very helpful. Lastly, I summarized all the results into the summary table. As it can be seen, moving average, linear regression and ARIMA model performed poorly, but LSTM model did a very good job to predict 2020 data and gave me very impressive results. So that was all about my project. Thank you.